No matter the war, no matter the branch, our veterans deserve to be honored for their sacrifice. It's something people across the country make a point to do each Veterans Day.
We lost a lot of people. We don't want to disregard it. They sacrificed their lives, a lot of them. I was lucky.
Ken Kane served in the Army during World War II. He was a radio operator.
I carried 2 hand grenades and a Bible with me, and a 45 pistol since I had my radio on my back. And I was ready to fight if I had to fight.
These days, Ken spends a lot of time at Creekside with other people who have a similar past.
We have a table in there where we all sit. We're all friends.
David Chandler Merrill ran tanks in Vietnam.
You start off as a tank loader. If you're lucky, you become a tank driver. If you're a little more lucky, you become a tank gunner. And after you've been there for a while and know enough, you're a tank commander. I made it to not only tank commander, but platoon sergeant. In Vietnam, I was a sergeant first class.
While David and Ken have stories spanning 2 different wars, they have a bond.
I could tell the same story about Vietnam that he's telling about World War II. War is the same.
For Ken, it all started when the local handyman taught him about radios.
He worked on radios and TV, and he taught me the Morse code, the signal. And I decided I better go in the signal corps. I wanted to work on radios, transmitters, and receivers.
And in 1943, he was drafted at 20 years old.
2.5 years in the Pacific. I was on the invasion of Saipan and Okinawa. Then we got on Okinawa, and they need someone to take supplies up the front line. And so I got in that. We got supplies, and we got in this open area trying to carry food to the front line and ammunition. And the Jap sniper was shooting at us. And he killed 5 of us out of 15 of us, this wide open area. And I could watch these guys crossing the wide open area in front of me. And you could see where the bullets were hitting the ground right behind their feet. And boy, I don't know if they'll ever make it or not. But I finally got across. But it was terrible.
That's just one of many stories Ken took back with him to the United States on his 23rd birthday. About a decade later, David's story began.
Getting shot up by Viet Cong. Dodging landmines, getting through landmines, ambushes.
Just a few things he had to deal with.
We're all afraid, but we control our fear and do the right thing to bring our friends and people home.
All these years later, both men keep in touch with old military friends and new ones here at Creekside. When they gave her a production, she was as proud. David and Ken enjoyed Rosie and the Riveters singing 1940s songs during a recent Veterans Day event. David hummed along.
Hey! I have several close friends who I do talk to on the telephone. We're good buddies. We fought together, and we drank together, and we survived together. Those are bonds that an old sergeant can't forget.
And speaking of remembering sacrifices, that's what David wants all Americans to do.
I think it's important to remember because 99% of the country takes the military for granted. There's only a 1 million-man army now. 1 million men out of 300 million are supposed to carry the flag, defend the country, destroy the enemy, and they get very little credit.
So take the time this Veterans Day to say thanks. You can visit the Veterans Photo Wall at City Hall or at Creekside. Both David and Ken are on there.
That's me.
A simple honor for the men and women who sacrificed so much.